There is something in Dragon Ball Super, especially the Universal Survival Arc, that feels almost omnipresent. And that would be the power without reason. Now, this all started in Dragon Ball Z, back when the first Broly movie, you could say, came out, where a character appeared with little or no backstory whatsoever to why he is so powerful. And all we knew about Broly was he was born with a power level of 10,000 and got stronger from there. We know nothing about why he was the legendary Super Saiyan, how he obtained that power, and if he had it from birth. All we knew was he was incredibly powerful, and he was the catalyst to something I'm going to call the Broly effect. Now, the Broly effect, like I said, is almost omnipresent in the Universal Survival Arc, and it all started with Kale. She is basically Broly, and this is why I wanted to start with Kale as well. Broly and Kale, obviously and very much so intentionally, are somewhat of the same character with no backstory. Kale especially has even less backstory than Broly does, and that is worrying. And hopefully we will get some backstory on Kale in the next coming episodes. But currently we know nothing about her berserk form, or anything like it. That's why I'm including it here. If it was the other way around, and if we knew we were going to get info, I would have taken it off of what I call one of the, members in the Broly Effect gang. And the reason Kale's in it, obviously, her power is unexplained. She's just powerful for the sake of being powerful. There is no explanation, no, nothing to say. There's no script on it, there's nothing. And that's unfortunate, because they have a lot of room to explore with the Universe 6 Saiyans, and that's where another person from Universe 6 comes in, and his name is the legendary assassin Hit. Unfortunately, despite being a great character, a great mystery, Hit is very flawed. We know almost nothing about where he came from. In fact, we don't know anything of where he came from. The things we know about him are that he's an assassin. He knows how to manipulate time, and use a time skip obviously, and he can go into his own space by storing that time that he has used. In all honesty, we have got somewhat explanation about Hit, but the only explanation we have are how his powers work. We don't have any explanation of where he came from. We don't have any explanation or even have any idea of what his race is. All we know as well is that he's 1,000 years old, or 3,000 or something like that. He's ancient, but we know almost nothing about his race, his home, we know nothing about him other than his powers and quite just how powerful he is. He was able to stop another character who is going to be on this list, and his name has to be, don't get triggered if you're a fan of this guy, Jiren the Grey. Okay. I'm okay with Jiren existing, but I'm not going to be okay if they do not expand his origin, or not expand, but even give him an origin to begin with. We know almost nothing about Jiren, and I don't think until 3 years now we'll probably get any more information on him, especially if he is erased. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, they're going to cop out because, they've got a lot of room to explore with Universe 6, especially with the other universes. Maybe they're going to cop out. Maybe Goku will rush back all the universes with the Super Dragon Balls, as their wishes are infinitely powered. Therefore, they may be able to bring back the erased people, which would be very interesting because, being erased means you're completely gone. It's the exact same thing as dying in Otherworld. You cease to exist. It's as if you never existed, but I'm not sure if people can remember you once you're gone, because it seems that people can from the Universal Tournament. But anyway, I'm getting off tracks. Jiren is powerful. Elder Kai said it himself. Jiren is powerful, plain and simple. But the thing is, we have no story. We know he's a pride trooper. We know he fights for justice. We know he meditates an awful lot. But we don't know why he is so powerful. There are theories upon theories upon theories upon theories about him being an ex-god of destruction of Universe 11, about him being, the mentor, or the next in line, for the god of destruction. Or there's a new theory that recently came around, which is pretty tragic, and one that I would personally love to put on Jiren. One that would actually make sense, one would be pretty cool, because you'd think by default the strongest person in Universe 11 would become the god of destruction, no doubt. Jiren is the strongest there. We know he's above his god of destruction other than the angel, but the angel doesn't count because they're not primarily from that universe, they are from the Grand Priest, who is outside of the universes, I guess. But what we know is that Jiren is practically broken, and his backstory, the good one that could come to fruition, would be him coming from one of the many universes that Zeno destroyed in a fit of rage. I believe there were 18 or 16 universes, I cannot remember, I need to rewatch some of the episodes, but there were, I think, 18 universes before Zeno got mad and wiped out most of them, and we were left with 12. It would be a very fitting story for Jiren to be one of the previous god of destructions who escaped the destruction of his universe, which would be a very cool story, one that they could definitely expand upon. But there are still many characters that need expanding on in the Dragon Ball Super story. Kale, Hit, Jiren, most of the gods of destruction, Zeno, Grand Priest, they all need more explaining. But I do not like to count the gods, because they are there to be the one above everyone in their universe that isn't an angel. And that's the point, they are the god of destructions, they're like the most powerful people there. But they are supposed to be that way. Therefore, I'm not going to say that their power is unexplained, because you never know. It could easily just be said that their power is granted by Zeno. Zeno could be omnipotent, and that's one thing we don't know. Zeno could be omnipotent, Zeno could have a limit, Grand Priest could be omnipotent and give all the gods the powers, or Grand Priest could be, with a limit. And it's a very interesting thing, and once you look deep into Dragon Ball Super, you see how mysterious all these characters are. Jiren has been around for a good 2-3 years now, I believe. I can't remember when the Champa vs Beerus tournament started, I believe it was somewhere in 2015. But he is yet unexplained 2 years on, which is very unfortunate, and I really hope that one day they actually get around to explaining his character, where he came from, gradually build up to it, because we haven't had anything on that. People like Frieza were eventually explained as to why they are so powerful and how they became so powerful, like Golden Frieza. It's explained in the movie Resurrection F. He was born with a power level of 534,000, I believe it was, and could only raise it from there, but he had never trained a day in his life. The state he fought Goku in for the first time, he had never trained, unless you want to count, fighting some people, I guess, before blowing up their planet or stealing the planet and killing them was training, unless it was all never a challenge, which I find hard to believe. But anyway, we know that he was born with that power level. He started training, achieved the Golden Frieza transformation, and then bolted to Earth to try and fight Goku. Obviously, he didn't learn, the lesson of that you need to get used to the form, and then he was destroyed by Vegeta, and then killed by Goku again, which is funny actually. Goku doesn't kill many people. But anyway, there are people that are yet to explain. One notorious one that I want to mention as well is from Dragon Ball, and I believe it's the Devilman, or Spike the Devilman. I can't remember his full name. It was long ago when I watched Dragon Ball, okay? I haven't watched it since. Well, I've watched it 3 times, but it was still a while ago, to be fair. But Spike had an ability where he could do the Devil Might Beam. The Devil Might Beam would encase the opponent in energy. But the trick is, if the opponent has any malice, any evil intent, any bad, hateful thoughts in their head at any given time, or if they've had it, they will be instantly killed. And the thing is about this as well, we never got to understand its limit. Granted, it was at a time when Dragon Ball, where Goku was a child. Goku was heavily limited then, until he became an adult and broke through his limits. He got stronger and stronger. Super Saiyan was introduced. Super Saiyan 2, 3, you know, God, Blue, Ultra Instinct. And it's really weird, and hopefully one day we get an explanation for this. Hopefully we get an explanation as to where Jiren came from, where his power was coming from, and why he meditates so much. No one is touching upon why he meditates. Like, no other character meditates that often. Goku, you never see meditate. He could do it off camera. Granted, that's fair play to them. You know, more power to him if he, you know, does it off screen. But they're putting a lot of emphasis on Jiren doing it, and he's always surrounded by that red energy, making me think that maybe one of Jiren's, you know, pullbacks, I meant to say, one of his, you know, offsets would be maybe he goes through his power very fast and can only gain it back by meditating over a short period of time, or maybe a long period of time. And yeah. But I believe it to be really interesting. There is a lot of stuff for them to explore here, and eventually I'm sure they'll explore Kale at least. And I'm gonna say maybe Hit. I think Hit will at one point be, you know, analysed and be exposed and have all his secrets exposed, where he comes from, how he got his power, where he got his power, who his master was, why he became an assassin. But for the meantime, none of this has been explained. And if Kale's explained first, then good. I want them to explain that. Such a monstrous transformation and such monstrous power, like such a, you know, such a display of it should be explained. You know, as well as that, you could compare Kale's transformation to Trunks' Super Saiyan Rage. It's never explained why it happens. We just see it happen, and I just assumed he's been around God Ki for a while. Maybe it's starting to take effect and starting to mutate his Super Saiyan form, and he can use that. He learns to tap into that power, meaning it wasn't just a temporal thing. So, you know, whatever happens. But hopefully one day we get an explanation for all the things. And like I said, at the moment, mystery, you know, the Broly effect is omnipresent in the Tournament of Power. It will diminish over a long period of time, I know that. Kale will be explained gradually, Hit will be explained, I'm sure. No, I'm going to say 100% set in stone. By the end of the next arc, we will have some info on why Jiren is so powerful. And I could even say at the end of the Universal Survival arc, if Goku wins and brings all the universes back, you know, the Pride Troopers will realize Goku's not evil, he's actually just a good guy. He's a Saiyan, he wants to fight. But all in all, it's a very interesting thing. Yeah, like, this is my, you know, I just wanted to get this off my chest, because I wanted to do a Dragon Ball video, I always have. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, and thank you so much for watching. Tell me how you like the Broly effect. Thank you guys so much for sticking by and watching that video if you'd made it to the very end. I'm really grateful, because that was my first Dragon Ball video, and I really want to start doing Dragon Ball content, because it's a passion. I've watched Dragon Ball since I was as young as I can remember. It's like gaming, like I've been doing it since as young as I can remember. And I'm really happy you guys stuck by. If I can make videos like this shorter and more compact and better, I definitely will. This is a test video. This is to see if you guys want to see this content anymore. I definitely want to do it, and I'm very open to doing more videos like this. And maybe I'll have some more, you know, Call of Duty videos coming in the very far, well, no, not far future. I've got a bit of school. It will be soon, to be fair. Okay, but anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more Dragon Ball and Call of Duty content in the future, unless you want me to start a new channel. And I will see you in the next one. Peace, and thank you so much for watching.